Hey, yo. What's up? Hey, yo, National High Five Days. How you doing? Take care, brush your hair. Take care, cut your hair. Take care, get motherfucking fade. What's up? We got some basketball talk. We got the biggest fight event of the weekend. And, it just so happens that Ben Askren versus Jake Paul is also on arguably like the worst UFC card of the year, or at least the worst UFC card that we've seen in a very long time. I mean, obviously, Dana White knows the magnitude of what's going on, no matter how much he wants to hush it off as something that makes sense. It's a business move. You can't say that this shit's really cool and then fuel the excitement for it when you're trying to be a competitor. But yeah, Jake Paul, Ben Askren, I believe Saturday night. I thought it was Friday night at first, but I'm seeing all the promotion for Saturday night, 17th. Yeah, I'll probably be walking around the streets of Asheville, hopping into bars, breweries, and hopefully I catch it. Risky thing to bet on. People are asking me who I would bet on. I would take, no doubt about it, the plus money on Ben Askren. No doubt about it, if I thought that this was going to be a fair ruling if it goes to decision. 8-round fight. I don't think that. Unless Ben Askren goes out there and absolutely clearly wins, anything close cuts going to Jake Paul with Triller as the promoter. Anything close cuts going to Jake Paul. Even if Jake Paul gets clocked a couple of times. Any close rounds at all are going to Jake Paul. So Ben Askren can dominate 3 rounds. Jake Paul can dominate 2 rounds, and it can be so-so for the other 3 rounds, and he's going to get them all. At least that's how I'm seeing it. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Good afternoon, Sal. Little 5-gamer. Yeah, 5-gamer. I'm excited for tonight. I got one of my best friends flying in with his girlfriend. Buddy is coming over as well. We're going to go out, then we're going to go up to the mountains this weekend. Yeah, I'm very excited. We're back to normal life, at least it seems like in North Carolina. Everything's open until 2 a.m. Shout out all the small restaurants, all the small businesses, the restaurants, the bars that were able to survive during this time, innovate, because we back. And the ones that weren't and are barely hanging on or had to close up their shops, they back too. So I'm excited to support them with my Dollarooskies asking for their brewskis tonight. Gonna give them my Dollarooskies for their brewskis. I'm pretty pumped for it. Yeah, if you're watching on Twitter right now, this is titled differently on Twitter. It's titled as Ben Askren versus Jake Paul Thoughts. If you have anything at all, in terms of your analysis, I see there's like 20 people over there in the Periscope on Twitter. Hopping into the questions. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to talk about Askren versus Jake Paul, this is titled clearly for NBA. Since you joined this, we'll answer all your NBA questions, but let's have some conversations around whatever we want to have conversations around tonight. Chris, what's going on? Curry, a must start tonight? Not for me. Curry, definitely not a must start for me. I mean, factoring in that he's way higher owned than I thought he would be. 4-game slate, so not like outrageous ownership, but pushing 30% ownership for Curry. He's not that much of a lock tonight. So, yeah. There's other guys in the slate. That's the thing. Like, Curry is not one of my yeses tonight. I don't have many yeses. It's a 4-game slate. I don't have many guys in a player pool to begin with. Like, my player pool tonight's going to be around 40 players, right? I currently have yeses on this slate is 9 guys, and Curry is not one of them. Now, if Trae Young gets ruled out, right? Like, if Trae Young gets ruled out and we start to just have no pay-up options, if Giannis gets ruled out, well, now you're kind of just stuck with Steph Curry as a clear pay-up option. So we have to see what happens with Trae Young. We have to see what happens with Giannis. I'm projecting them both in right now. If they both get ruled out, your only pay-up option is Steph Curry. De'Aaron Fox, $9,700. Jason Tatum, $9,400. The only other guys above $9,000. So that's where it starts to just come down to pure fantasy points, which then I would agree that Curry is not a must-play, but he would be projected for about 7 points more than anybody else for me. Damn. Zach LaVine expected to miss 10 to 14 days. I assume that is the COVID with the health protocols. Yo, I've been here since I moved from Texas to Philly, bro. Let's get this money. What's going on, Alex Chapman? Let's get it. Hey, Texas to Philly. Nice, my man. Where in Philly you at? I'm not super familiar with Philly, but I lived in Pennsylvania for the majority of my life now. That might be a lie. I think about 10 years, and I'm 24, so 10 or 11 years. Getting ready for the Salvetry fix. Need it. Let's go, Kevin. What's going on, boss, man? Hey, Sal, I appreciate your picks last night. Your boy G-Money came up, a.k.a. Gary hitting boys for 800 on Prize Picks. My man, Gary, hey, yeah. I can see the people that sign up, like, how they're doing. Not any, like, disclosure information, not, like, individually, but just as a lump sum, like, my community, when they win, I can see what it is. Waking up to all the messaging in the Discord was great. But our community last night won $12,000 total on Prize Picks. And if you're coming from the DFS streets and you're like, there's so many contests for $50K to first. There's nothing like that on Prize Picks. You have to stake your own money. So our community won about $12,000 last night on Prize Picks. Our community, meaning the people that have signed up through my promo code, which is pretty fucking cool. We're beating the bookie as it stands right now in April, which is very impressive. So, yeah, not a lot of people out there beating the bookie, so we're doing it in April. So, Steph is the lock of the day. Let's get it, baby. Not right now. No. Goodwin looks good right now, says Roberto. I don't know who Goodwin is. I assume you're meaning if Brandon Goodwin, if Trae Young was to miss. Sure. Right now, I think I only have Goodwin at... I only gave Goodwin right now 4 minutes. If Trae Young was to miss, though, he'd get some of those. But you still have Lou Williams, you still have Kevin Huerter, right? But I would assume that Brandon Goodwin's going to be getting most of those. Getting a FaceTime for the girlfriend. Oh, I think the front door is locked and I locked her out. I'm going to have to open this for her. Let me open this. Let me open this up for her. I will be back momentarily. I'm going to go open the front door. Hold the chat for 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, I mean like 30 seconds. Yeah, I think somebody's trying to murk me. I don't know where our other key is. Optimizer for me doesn't have projections for Atlanta game on it or Phoenix. Just me having that problem, asks Darth. It might not be just you. That could be on my end. I might have not ran through all the things into the optimizer. That might be on my end, but I will update if so. So let me see. Darth, refresh it on your end right now and let me know. I just updated it on my end. So refresh it on your end and let me know. It should be all good now. And I'll refresh it on my end as well. Keith King says 3 minutes. Girlfriend, the guest host? No. I locked LBJ and AD taking it down. There you go. Thompson at center, a good look. Meh. He's in a player pool, but that's about it. This is a 4-game slate, so Thompson will be in play. Let's build out some lineups. I was saying I have him at 4 minutes, acting as if like you could see my screen earlier. Now you can see my screen. So let's put some randomness on. Let's go 2 uniques on a 4-game slate and 3 from a team. And generate this motherfucking shit. Big money day, Sal. I can feel it. Let's get it. Yeah, Levine out next 4 games or so. Yep. Here for the theory creating together, bro. Let's get this. Let's go, Chris. I don't know what that means, but let's go. Claxton slaying it. Yeah, I don't even know what Claxton ended up doing last night. If Young is out, do you like Brandon Goodwin and Bogdanovich are good for tonight? Yes. Yo, ain't been here since I moved. Hey, what's up, boss man? How's your move? Yeah, it seems like not a lot of people are interested in this 4-game slate. I can't blame them. I'm going to be honest with you. The NBA needs to just fucking end already. The NBA needs to end, and the NFL preseason needs to start like tomorrow. Because this NBA season, it's just not it. You're going to get the people on Twitter that are just like, oh, man, this is the best DFS NBA season ever because so many guys ruled out. Yeah, because I love not getting to play good players. I love not getting to play LeBron James or Carmelo or James Harden or LaMelo Ball and all these great players. I just love playing backups and having so much injury news. And like you'll see the people like on Twitter be like, this is the reason why you can win. Yeah, it'd give you a slight advantage. What's going on, B-Foss, over on Twitch? How you doing? Did your top 10 change? It didn't change my top 10 yeses. Nothing has changed. There's been no news as of right now. But that being said, the top 10 has changed if you're just talking about... nothing has changed, I guess you should say. But these are now my top... These are my top 10 plays, the same as they were this morning, except I gave you the top 10 yeses in the video this morning. This is including maybes. So this is a bunch of guys who have like a 17-point projection. So like Toscano Anderson and Dario Saric, Kevon Looney, Cameron Payne. None of these guys are projected over 20 points for me, or they're like right at 20 at most. Cam Johnson. So these are all the punt values today. So just because there's cheap and there's not a lot of options, they're going to rise to the top. When Toscano Anderson projects for 18 points at 3,500, he's going to rise to the top. But these guys are not priorities. Why? Because there's so many of them. There is literally on the screen right now, 6 of these 10 guys are in the 3K range. So none of them should be priorities unless Whiteside was to start. And Whiteside is a very sketchy option. Hopefully you tuned into the video this morning. We kind of broke down, even though Whiteside had a good game last night, why it should not be considered sticky. Whiteside played 3 minutes 2 games ago. He played behind Maytu. He played behind Damian Jones. Last night, he played behind Damian Jones. Maytu checked in second. Damian Jones checked in third, but picked up a personal foul, an offensive foul, and got pulled out of the game. Then Whiteside came on and had a very productive second quarter, keeping him in for about 11 minutes in that quarter. I love Whiteside. It's sketchy to play him. I'm only giving him 18 minutes tonight. I'll pull up right now Sacramento's minutes. If Whiteside comes off the bench tonight, and Maytu sees any increase to his minutes, like if Damian Jones doesn't get in foul trouble in that second quarter, he's going to play 6 minutes in that second quarter. And then maybe Whiteside plays 6 minutes in the first half, unless they go Maytu and Whiteside's not playing at all in the first half. So it could be weird. If Giannis is out, do we lock in Steph as the only big payup? Yeah, a lot of people move. I mean, right now, Steph is massively owned. There's nothing wrong with playing him. He'll be my highest projected guy by 5 or 6 points. Only De'Aaron Fox, Trae Young, if he's even playing, and Jason Tatum will be in striking distance. Jordan being the presenter of Kobe's induction is awesome. Yeah, is that tonight? When is that? I don't know anything about that. Fix itself on my end. Nice. Yeah, I just updated it. Do you trust Drummond? Yeah, on this slate, yeah. I just told my girlfriend that was 3 minutes, and she never believes me. I need to show her this video for proof. There we go. Robert Williams. That's funny, Travis. Robert Williams appears to be very questionable. Is that true, or is that just what is there an update on that, or is that just his normal questionable tag? Yeah, I'll update anything if Robert Williams was to miss. Obviously, then Tristan Thompson looks a good amount better. Sam, my dude. Shit day at work and have like 5 minutes to join. What's your top priorities and looks over on Prize Picks? Yeah, I'll probably put them in the Patreon Discord. We can talk through them. What do people think about? Nobody's giving me a take on Ben Askren versus Jake Paul. What's going on here? The biggest fight of the year. Nobody's giving me a take on it. Definitely would be probably the biggest money fight of the year so far until we get, the Usman and then the Dustin Poirier. Usman Masvidal will be massive until Dustin Poirier counter, and then that'll break that probably, I think. My guy Sal got that fresh fade. Yeah, two cuts in 7 days. You love to see it. If Robert Williams is out, is Tristan a yes? Yes. How's my girlfriend, the gambler, doing? She's still got like $30 in the SuperDraft account. She's got to put it in action. You and Chris Pinell, the only ones I follow. You guys have the best channels, has best fantasy advice without question. Appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully you follow fantasy football because I'll be doing even more fantasy football content. So in terms of so Andrew asked about Prize Picks. We kind of have to wait. Prize Picks sponsoring the show. As always, if you're brand new here, you use the code SAL, S-A-L. They give you a free money match up to $100 skis to all the 200, 300 people watching live and the couple hundred people that are going to watch after this. So use that code SAL, link in the description below. We have to wait a little bit to see on some news because Prize Picks is projecting Giannis out right now, which could be the case. He missed yesterday, right? They're projecting in Trae Young. So some things, are going to be a little bit wonky. But there's some strong standout options right now. Like this one is just baffling to me. Isaiah Hartenstein at 24 points is baffling to me. Extremely bad. This means that they are assuming that Kevin Love isn't playing today. I mean, yeah, Kevin Love has been hurt, but there's been no news that he's not going to play back-to-backs, right? So I have Isaiah Hartenstein at 7 points today. This will be the widest gap. Hartenstein used to be the widest gap so far that I've seen that we've won on was Hartenstein when they had him at 21 points. We took the over. He scored like 34. He's at 24 points tonight. If Kevin Love is in and there's been no news around him missing, again, if you want to speculate that he's been hurt all year and this is a back-to-back, maybe he doesn't play back-to-backs, maybe they said at some point in the past he won't play back-to-backs. I haven't found that news. I'm projecting him in today. Well, then Isaiah Hartenstein for me is barely going to get on the court today. So this under on Isaiah Hartenstein, if Kevin Love's in the lineup today, this under is going to go off the board. You're not going to be able to bet this later on today. So if you want to take advantage of a prize pick right now, the under on Isaiah Hartenstein looks very good as long as Kevin Love plays. And right now there's nothing saying that he won't play. Other options tonight, I think Harrell under 25. I have him at 19 points, Montrezl Harrell. I think that looks really good. And then Whiteside, we're talking about the things about Whiteside. Whiteside has massive upside. You saw it yesterday. If Whiteside plays 20 minutes, he could smash 26 points. But if you want to assume that he might not even play 15 minutes tonight because of how that game went last night, under 26 looks rather appealing. That's a little bit more of a riskier one just because those minutes can be very volatile and he's a volatile scorer. But the under on Hartenstein, the under on Montrezl Harrell at 25 with Drummond playing. Marc Gasol even came back. Gasol just playing 4 or 5 minutes takes directly away from Harrell's upside in minutes. Those are a couple that stand out. I have some other ones as well, but those are the ones that stand out a good amount. Jared Allen stands out, but I'm not as secure on his minutes. But I have taken the over on Jared Allen. So there's a little prize picks talk. Jared Allen is currently at 32. I have him at 37 points, which is a pretty wide difference. There's a little prize picks talk for everybody. I appreciate you with the comment about Chris Pinell. Yeah, Chris is fantastic. All good now. Glad to hear. What's popping, my guy? What are the prize picks? There you go. We just said him. Let's get those dollar rooskies. Let's do it, Jay. Let's do it. These 4-game slates scare me. I like them. I don't love 4-game slates. I would say I really enjoy 6, 7, and 8-game slates. But the 4-game slates, I like them. The lock of the day. Nobody right now. If Whiteside starts, it would be him, but nobody right now. Southside's foul. How you motherfucking doing? Won on DK last night. Let's keep it going. Let's go. A lot of people won last night. We'd love to see it. Key said 3 minutes. Yeah, literally like 3 seconds. I just unlock a button. Unlock a button. How about that? Wiggins or Draymond today? Give me Draymond Wiggins and Draymond are like the same play for me today. It just depends on which position you want to fill. Wiggins fills a weaker position where there's not as many guys to fill it, I would say, that have the upside that Wiggins does. Right? A lot of guys that will fill shooting guard, small forward for you tonight kind of stink. But yeah, unless Giannis was to miss and then it opens up the play of the day and Chris Middleton and it fills all that for you. Right now, as it ranks for me, I currently have Wiggins slightly higher, but they're like the same play. I have Wiggins for 35.2. I have Draymond for 35.04. Wiggins is $200 cheaper. So point per dollar wise Wiggins, but it kind of depends on what you're trying to do with your lineup. I'm hammering Ben Askren. Yeah, I really want to bet Ben Askren plus 160. I just don't know how you confidently do that. The only thing that I would feel confident betting is like the over on rounds. Or if you think he gets knocked out, the under on rounds. I think it was set at 4.5 for how long the fight goes. It's an 8-round fight. But betting Askren at plus 160, I think that I don't care if he wins or loses. I really don't. But I think that's where the value is. You literally have a champion in two different promotions, right? ONE FC and Bellator, like literally the champion at two different weight classes. Obviously, an Olympic wrestler, like this guy can take a punch, right? Took many of punches from Robbie Lawler, and when he ended up winning that fight, so he can take a punch. It's just a matter of if he takes so many punches and makes it to the end and does his damage, like. Even if it's a close fight, they're going to give it a Paul just based on who the promotion is. Favorite 5K option today, is it Kevin Horter? Favorite 5K option, as of right now, it's probably Robert Williams, but he is questionable, so we'll have to see. But Robert Williams at $5,800 is going to be my favorite 5K option. I'll pull up Boston's minutes as it stands right now. This is me projecting in Robert Williams for right now. So he's my only yes from that team, but obviously I have a lot of interest in the team. What are your top plays on SuperDraft tonight? Top plays on SuperDraft, still Steph Curry. They still have him as a high multiplier, not as high as he used to be, but my top 5 projected are Curry, Fox, Giannis, Young, and Drummond. Probably not shocking anybody. Maybe some sleeper options. There's really no sleepers on the slate. Like SuperDraft is just play the chalk over there. Like Marcus Smart at a 1.6x looks good, but there's really no sleepers over there. It's just play the chalk on SuperDraft tonight. No high multiplier guys. Like Kent Bazemore 1.85x, but that's pretty far down the list. Let's look at some of the projected lineups today. So this is if I put some randomness on. We have Sexton also questionable. So there's actually a lot of questionable tags today. Slate starts at 7:30. I believe the second game. Let me see when the second game starts. So NBA schedule. Slate starts at 7:30. Second game is at 8, and then the other two games are at 10 with questionable tags around the 10 o'clock game in Robert Williams. Your boy might not be home to update. That's what we'll have to see. I'm hammering Askren. Nice. Askren is going to win after Paul can't finish him. Yeah, I mean, that's the issue. I think Askren has to finish Jake Paul to win this fight, and I don't think that happens. So that's why I'm hesitant. I don't think Askren could win on decision. If you think that this is going to be a fair judging, then sure. But this is the promotion of Jake Paul. Jake Paul's promotion that he owns stock in Triller, the company putting this on. The last incentive that they have in a close fight, or even one where Ben Askren 30% looks like he won this thing. The last thing that they have is they want to do financially, incentive-wise, right? I mean, you talk about so many things, politics, business, the stock market. You talk about so many things. Your job, just being influenced by unfairness because of financial incentive. This is going to be the mecca of them all. This thing is going to probably be, so far to this point in the season, the year, probably be the most money brought in on a fight in any promotion. That will probably change when Masvidal and Usman fight, and that will probably change when Poirier and Conor fight, but yeah, pretty crazy. If we keep winning on Prize Picks, will the man with the crazy eyes come after you? Maybe. Caldwell Pope look like a spot to you on Prize Picks? No, I don't have any interest. Somebody says Paul's going to gas. That's the way that Askren wins the fight. So here's some interesting lineups. I actually really like Kevin Love if he plays. The problem with Kevin Love is, like, if he does play, what will his minutes be? Will they push him back down to 22 to 24 on the second night of a back-to-back if he plays at all? Dale Harder up in the chat. What's up, Dale? Says, no shot Paul loses an event that he hosts if it comes to decision. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, right? That's exactly my thought process. Like, I think the only thing you can bet here is if you're not wanting to bet like the chalk and take the minus 140, minus 180 on Paul, which I don't really want to do. But I think the only thing you could bet here is like the fight over under rounds. If you're like a big believer in Jake Paul. And honestly, Ben Askren, a lot of people make fun of his striking. He released a striking video yesterday after 11 months of training, after not being injured the earlier striking footage that Ben Askren put out, like 2 months ago, right? That's a guy coming off of a hip surgery, I believe, with 18 months of no action. Literally, he said like 2 days later. 11 weeks later, and the striking was good. It's not elite, it's not world class, but it's good. It's levels ahead of what Nate Robinson ever could even have dreamed of. So you're getting a guy who knows how to take a punch, who is tough, who has a chin on him, who can get in the clinch. So yeah, I think that Ben Askren is the best side of that line. But like Dale said, I think he has to knock him out or just dominate Jake Paul in the 6th, 7th, and 8th rounds to end that fight, the quote-unquote championship rounds for an 8-round fight. The Kings are not playable as long as Walton is the coach. I mean, the Kings are not playable because, I mean, they're playable on a 4-game slate, but they're not ideal because they just are all appropriately priced. Like, De'Aaron Fox is almost $10,000. That's tough. Tyrese Haliburton is $6,400, and they have so many ball handlers on this team. Like, Haliburton is just not getting as much ball handling responsibility so he's not getting as much assist percentage is what that means, because De'Aaron Fox is on this team. They picked up DeLon Wright. Buddy Hield is still on this team. So there's just really when there's now 20 more minutes, or even I only have him at 14 tonight, but 15 more minutes of ball handling responsibility in the rotation where DeLon Wright is, when that used to be minutes going to guys who are a little bit less active on this team, like Bielitsa, right, and some other guys before the trade deadline. It's really tough for Haliburton, if he's not touching the ball as much, to get assists, where he was in the 25% assist percent range. Now he's in the low 20s. So he's priced up. Barnes is actually a decent play every night, but you're not getting much on him. Barnes scores 36 fantasy points. He's kind of priced for it now. So that's the issue with them. It's just they're all kind of there. My guy Sal got that fire content. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, if you appreciate the content, please do right now. We got 300 people watching live on YouTube at least. Subscribe to the channel. Do that type of stuff. Hopefully you're chilling out, relaxing, maxing, all cool, and have a good week. Happy National High Five Day. Cheers to that. Big old hands. Big old hands. Bro, man, every single day coming in trolling, asking what the Marc Gasol projection minutes are. I actually think we gave Gasol minutes today. What did he play, 4 or 6 minutes yesterday? If Gasol was to play today, I gave him 4 minutes of play. On the screen right now, there's the Lakers' minutes and part of Milwaukee's minutes. Buddy Hield or Marcus Smart today? I'll take Marcus Smart. No matter how I change the constraints, Optimizer won't generate, says Paul. Yeah, Paul, just refresh it. I don't know if you've refreshed it lately, but I updated the projections like 5 minutes ago, so you have to refresh it. So I'll pull up the Optimizer right now. So I'll refresh the Optimizer on my end, and then you can just make sure that all your stuff is proper so that it actually runs it. So we'll pull it up right now. So the Optimizer is pulled up. In the top right corner, there'll be a drop down. You have to pick the Thursday 7:30 slate and make sure no showdown slates are in there. Make sure that this is all checked off. You have this button right up here checked. So it checks off your guys for you. And then you just go into the new build. New build's up. Let's build 50 lineups out. Let's just build optimal lineups, so no randomness, no uniques, and no max from a team. And we'll just go from there. So just make sure that the lineups are reset. I updated the projections. I don't know if they were updated earlier. What's up, Sal? What is PrizePicks policy on late scratches? Is it a no bet? Yeah, it's a no bet. If you have over Draymond and he doesn't play, for example. Yeah, so say you had 3 players in your PrizePicks, like a flex play or a power play on PrizePicks. So basically like either a parlay or a parlay with a little more flexibility on your money back. If you have 3 in there and Draymond gets ruled out, it'll just go down to a 2. So the risks will change to a 2. So yes, that's how that works. If it's just a 2-way, I believe it cancels the bet because you can't just have one side of it. So this is what optimal lineups as of right now are going to start to look like. So this is if I put no randomness on. So these are going to basically be like kind of cash lineups to an extent, although it's just taking my projections and putting in like the highest projected guys. So basically cash type lineups. I'm not playing these in GPPs, but it's just a starting point to kind of show you where the rest of the day is going. NRP, what's going on? He says, are there centers playing against each other negatively correlated? Are centers playing against each other negatively correlated? No. No. If you thought that there was some really high correlation for foul trouble, like Joel Embiid versus Robert Williams, and you're like, oh, Robert Williams is going to be screwed, like when he fouled out in 16 minutes. There's some objectiveness to that, but a lot of it is subjective to think that he's just going to foul out. So, no. I don't think that they're negatively correlated, meaning that, especially on a 4-game slate tonight, like if you want to go out there and you want to play Hassan Whiteside against DeAndre Ayton, I have nothing against that at all. I think that's fun. You want to play Brook Lopez if there was no Giannis tonight, or even if you want to play him either way. Or probably the most common one tonight will be Drummond, and this is probably why you're asking the question. If I had to guess, Drummond versus Robert Williams if he plays tonight. Is Hartenstein that high because Love will be sitting in the blowout and he gets way more run? No. No, Terry. Hartenstein is that high because they're assuming that Love is not playing. There's no way that Hartenstein is that high in a gaming site's over-under unless they're projecting somebody else out. Or they're just asleep at the wheel, which a couple of times this year, they kind of have been asleep at the wheel. One time with Hartenstein. So this is not a major, like Prize Picks is it's a fast-growing company. It's a decent-sized company, but it's not DraftKings. It's not FanDuel. It's not a massive gaming site. They're going to, they have one guy individually doing their NBA props. So if that one guy misses one thing, which I've missed things before. Yesterday, I forgot PJ Washington wasn't playing. I fixed it an hour and a half before projections and the game started, so it didn't cost anybody who had those projections. But yeah, I didn't have the updated minutes on him. I didn't see him get ruled doubtful. So as quickly as I normally do. So yeah, I think that guy's asleep at the wheel. If Kevin Love gets ruled out, which I would say that there's a 30%, 25% chance Kevin Love gets ruled out without any other prior information on it, which is relatively high. But without that information, Hartenstein over under 25 is going to be rough. Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry out tomorrow. Tomorrow's just going to be a crazy day. Crazy day. I'm not even going to be able to update stuff because I'm going to be traveling. Walton just clueless with the rotations. All right. So it turns out Prize Picks available in Canada. I got free dollar Rooskies. Let's go, Richard. Hey, Richard, you just signed up today or you signed up in the past? Yeah, if you're not signed up yet, get down below. Crazy. Our community literally won over $12,000 yesterday in Prize Picks. Just on literally over $12,000 on over-under props. The projections were fucking clicking yesterday. Doesn't happen every night, but really nice. I'm thinking Whiteside gets the minutes tonight, but Walton is a lunatic with minutes. I mean, Whiteside wasn't even going to get the minutes last night. Whiteside only got 23 minutes, and he wasn't even going to get those. It took Damian Jones getting into foul trouble for Whiteside to even step on the court into the second quarter. Like, he didn't play any of the first. He was the third center off the bench in the fourth center rotation. So if Damian Jones doesn't get into foul trouble yesterday, Whiteside's playing at most 17 minutes. He loses 6 minutes last night. So there is some concerns about Whiteside's run. That being said, Whiteside in 18 minutes can score 30 fantasy points, right? It's something that he could do. He scored 40 and 23 last night. So even when you guess right on what his run is going to be, you could still be wrong. UFC parlay, Whitaker, Stevens, Cortez. Yeah, there you go. I won 5X with a 0 from Morris Sr. last night. In your DraftKings lineup, you had him scratched. You didn't take him out of your lineup in time, and you still won 5X. We love to hear that, Sean. Sweet polo, Sal. Appreciate that, Derek. Thank you. It's a nice, it's Nike. It's a nice fit. Feels good. Feels professional. What's up, Sal? Let's get this money. Let's do it. I'm down for that. We got some yesterday for sure. How do you like Middleton if Giannis is out? Also, will Booker be owned today? I mean, yeah, I definitely like Middleton if Giannis is out. I expect him to be one of the highest owned guys. Will Booker be highly owned today? Probably not. Probably not. Like, we're on a 4-game slate, so Booker's going to be 15% owned or more, right? Everybody is. Anybody who's anybody today will be picking up 15 or more % ownership. Your low-owned guys will be the 12% owned guys today. Sal, what's the Prize Picks promo code again? It is my name, Sal, S-A-L. It's right there at the bottom of the screen in green. Use the code SAL in the link in the description below. You get that Prize Picks Dollarooski schmacked right on you. No Taurean Prince love for you? No, not at all. Not at all. Not unless you see Kevin Love get out today. Get ruled out today. Get out the movie. You can't go to Taurean Prince. I mean, I guess he's $5,300. I'm stuttering everywhere. He's $5,300 today, and he's going to be playing backup to the backups, right? Like, the upside for Taurean Prince is he can play the small forward position, but you have Kevin Love starting. You have Jared Allen back and starting. Then you have Larry Nance playing backup 4 today, right? And maybe Nance will play some backup 5, and then Taurean Prince. Like, Prince at 20 minutes where I have him at today is really a ceiling for what Prince can do because they still want to play Dean Wade, right? They're putting a Okoro at the 3 some more. If Colin Sexton was to miss today, believe it or not, that actually does help Taurean Prince, but at the same time, it just helps everybody. Like, Colin Sexton missing today puts Darius Garland at the point guard position, unless they start Dellavedova, which I wouldn't doubt it. There's a lot of things they can do. If they start Dellavedova, nothing really changes. He just picks up those minutes. If they don't, and they go to Garland at the point, then they could put a Okoro at the 2, and they could play a little bit bigger at the 3, maybe a Prince. But Prince is really tough for him to see a minutes upside. If Sexton was out, more production goes around, but the minutes are just hard. They have so many power forwards that they want to play. They have Kevin Love, Larry Nance, Dean Wade, and Taurean Prince. Like, that's so many guys. What's going on, Dale? How you doing? Is Kevin Huerter a priority play if Trae Young is out today? Yes. Yeah. I mean, most of Atlanta will be. So I'll pull up Atlanta's minutes. Like, if Trae Young, who I've at 36 minutes today, was to miss, minutes just go everywhere. I'd be interested to see how many more minutes Lou Williams can play. Can he touch 30? But obviously the big benefits would be to Bogdan Bogdanovic, who is expensive, but yeah, Kevin Huerter, who's already a strong play. Like Kevin Huerter is one of my, I believe I only have 9 yeses today. Kevin Huerter is one of them because there's not that many guys who fill a weak position that are actually appropriately priced today, or underpriced, I should say. Drummond likely low owned from burning people lately, do you think? So I don't know how much Drummond has burned people, right? Like there's one game. Do I think Drummond picks up low ownership today? If so, I think that'd be a massive mistake. I do not think that Drummond is going to be that low owned. But yeah, I mean, I think Drummond pushes 20% ownership, which on this slate is slightly above average, I would say. Yeah, it's just really tough for Drummond to go low on this type of slate. And I don't know how he's been burning people. Like, I don't know what people are looking at. None of these games has he played his full run except for one. He played 27 minutes. All the other games he's lost at least 3 minutes due to a blowout, if not more than that, or foul trouble, which he's actually been pretty good at avoiding foul trouble this year. So I don't think that that's going to last. But I mean, in these games, Drummond has been playing relatively well. He's questionable today, but expected to play. Like there's been one game, I guess the last game too, but he played 24 minutes because he had 4 personal fouls. He's played 4 games with this team. 2 of them he gets you there, and then 2 of them he gets in foul trouble. So yeah, I mean, if people want to be lower owned on him, I think Drummond is arguably the best play in the slate tonight. Like right now, I would say if I had to pick my favorite play, my favorite secure play would be Andre Drummond, factoring in the ownership. So yeah, I guess like taking fucking 3 minutes to answer your question, but I would say that Drummond looks even better if people don't want to be on him as much. How do you ever score 320 or more points? What's going on, Jane? Yeah, I mean 320 in NBA DFS these days is like the new 280 from 2 or 3 years ago. Like just there's so much value every night. On a 4-game slate, it'll be a little bit more tough, just less guys to actually have big scores, right? But like on yesterday's big slate, tomorrow's big slate, 320 is what you're going to be needing to even cash. Because there's just so much value built in because so many guys are hurt. So many guys are sitting out and resting. You're already seeing it happening tomorrow with the Pascal Siakam resting and Lowry because of COVID. And they're getting injured more because they're playing more games in shorter period of times, and their bodies aren't used to that if they're anywhere near the year 30 of age, right? So they're not used to that. But 320, yeah, it's like that used to be winning tournaments 6-7 years ago. Now you need 320 on these bigger slates to even have a chance at cashing. What up, fellas and ladies? Let's get this money off work with 2 nights in a row and ready. Sal, you the motherfucking man. Evan, how's your day going, my man? Lucky to have you here. When's the last time you had Ralph's Ices? Yeah. I love these questions, my man Jay asks. Let's get these other questions in there. Ask me any question that you want. If it's going to be something inappropriate, I probably won't answer. But any question that you want to ask me. Obviously, DFS NBA related. We've been going on for NBA for about 30 minutes. Happy to keep answering those, and we will. It's the topic of the show. But any other questions you got out there. Anything. Whether it's in business, whether it's mental health, whether it's about Ralph's Ices. The last time I had Ralph's Ices was a while ago. I can't even tell you. I definitely got like a to-go one, like not from the store or something. The last time I had one from like the Ralph's Ices like store. I'm trying to actually think about it. I actually might have had it. Is there another place called Ralph's Ice? Like, what's the other place they sell ice cream too? Is it Ralph's? Rita's. Yeah, I've gotten Rita's at Penn State. They had one probably 2.5 years ago. Ralph's Ices though, yeah, I mean like in a Ralph's Ices probably a decade or more when I was in Staten Island. I probably had like a to-go Ralph's Ices sometime when I was at my parents' house one summer, maybe like 7-8 years ago. I don't know though. Rita's though I've had like 2.5 years ago. What is the current ownership on your top 10? Yeah, man. I mean, Drummond's not picking up much ownership. Robert Williams has a questionable tag. He's not picking up much ownership. Like Kevin Love will have some ownership. Draymond and Andrew Wiggins will have some ownership. Whiteside's going to have some ownership. So like most of the top 10 is going to be picking up some ownership. Most of the top 10 yeses, because I mean, there's only 4 games, 8 teams in the slate. But if you have like a specific question on a specific player, I can help you out a little bit more there, but it's kind of tough to analyze the whole ownership on the entire top 10. Whoops. Oh, you couldn't even see that because we haven't got you on the screen right now. I think he can finish him. If Paul gets tired and Ashkin isn't, he could finish. You're right about the decision, though. Maybe a poke on the draw isn't a bad bet. Yeah, I think I don't think draw is going to happen. I don't think draw is going to happen. There's no I highly doubt draw will happen. I think it's Paul by finish, Paul by finish, or Paul by knockout, or Askren by knockout. I think that's like the only ways this thing finishes. Sexton going to play? Questionable right now. You think Sexton's going to play? Questionable right now. Sal, Jesse V, what's up, man? Jesse V. I don't know what the Jesse part is, but what's going on, Adam G? Scored 330 and barely cash. Yeah, it's going to happen on these bigger slates. A $2 super chat from Sean Lewis. He says, what's up, Papa? How you like Payne and Carter tonight? Yeah, so I've Payne in a player pool right now. Payne actually grades out as one of the better point per dollar plays in the slate. The problem is I only have Cameron Payne for 18.5 points, but he does grade out as one of the better point per dollar plays because he's only 3,500. So I like Payne, but Carter, I don't know if you mean Javon Carter. Is that who you're referring to? Yeah, Javon Carter I only have at 16 minutes, not in play for me. But Payne's just another guy out of all these guys. Like you have Whiteside, Toscano Anderson, Dario Saric, Kevon Looney, Payne, and Cam Johnson. You have 6 3K options tonight that outside of Whiteside and maybe even Whiteside, none of them look great. But yeah, Sal, do you lift, says Aiden. I used to do it a lot during college. I'm more so a runner. Like I'm doing a half marathon training right now, 3 weeks in. And then I just do like a lot of push-ups and pull-ups. So I have the pull-up bar, push-ups. I do like lifting though. I think I have to get a set of dumbbells for the house. But yeah, I mean, I don't like do legs or anything like that. So like to do deadlifts, but I've got a bad back. So scared about that. But I do think deadlifts are very appealing from an overall flexibility and just movement standpoint. But yeah. I would like to say I lift. I don't like answering that question with like a so-and-so answer, but consistently, no. Like I lifted consistently for like a month or two at the beginning of the year. And then I started to focus as the weather got warmer, more so on running, push-ups, pull-ups, which push-ups and pull-ups basically hit everything I want to outside of course, legs. You hit your abs, you hit your back, you hit your delts, obviously your biceps, your triceps, obviously your chest, shoulders. Hey, Sal, always thankful, my man. 2 favorite SuperDraft plays tonight. What's going on, Braden? Yeah, 2 favorites tonight. Like Steph and De'Aaron Fox are my 2 highest projected by a decent amount of points. How about Harkless tonight? It's a no for me, dog. Paul, the penis says, have a brewski on me, man. $5 super chat. Thank you. Yeah, we got $7 in the super chats tonight, which is enough to pay for a brewski and a tip. Nice, even an IPA tonight, which I don't know if I'm going to go IPA tonight because we got a whole weekend ahead of us. I'm picking up my buddy and his girlfriend from the airport in 3 hours. I'm very pumped for that. Haven't seen him since Christmas. He has never been here yet, so I'm very excited. There's going to be about 6 of us and our girlfriends going out tonight and having a nice weekend. So at $7, probably not going to put it on an IPA tonight, but maybe a little bit of a brewski. We'll take it for sure. Thank you. Your favorite spend-up option tonight? My favorite spend-up option is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he is currently questionable, so we have to see what happens there. I'm hoping Giannis plays because then Steph will be like 40% owned, and the last thing I want to do is play a 40% owned Steph Curry, but there's going to be no other options to pay up for tonight and so much value, so it's so easy to get there. Man, tomorrow looks like a shit show. Jeremy Grant, Corey Joseph, Mason Plumlee now ruled out. Out of all the guys being ruled out, Lonzo's actually ruled in for the first time in a while. Jesus, the Raptors. The Raptors are ruling out everybody tomorrow. OG, Gary Trent, DeAndre Bembry. Do you guys see this? Pascal's out. Kyle Lowry's out. Fred VanVleet's out. Their entire fucking team is out tomorrow again. Tomorrow's going to be a shit show. I'm happy we're getting this information now, though, because the Raptors are down to like 9 or 8 bodies, so there's not many more guys that they can actually rule out. Happy we're getting it now. Should have put 5 for 5. Should have put 5 for high 5 day. 5 plays tonight? Yeah. Completely off topic. What do you think the cut will be at the RBC Heritage? I have not even looked at the Heritage today. I'll be honest with you. I guess it's not notoriously known, but people who tune into these streams often, I don't ever check the golf stuff like on Thursday. I'll be honest with you. I just don't. Like I don't play showdowns on Thursday because there's not much information to go off of. So I don't ever check it. So I don't have an answer for you. Like if I give you an answer on what I think the cut line will be for the RBC Heritage, it is me completely pulling a number out of my ass. I know that Cam Smith like is leading. I know that he shot a career low. That's about it. Like that's about it that I saw. Yeah, I don't have much help there for you. Cam Johnson, a solid value. Tristan Thompson, a must if Williams is out. If Williams is out, Tristan Thompson, I would assume plays 26 minutes or so, which makes him a very strong play tonight. Yes. Is Cam Johnson a solid value play tonight? I would prefer over Cam Johnson tonight. I would prefer from his own team, Dario Saric, who seems to be getting more minutes and more productive minutes closer to the center position. I would like Toscano Anderson, who's been getting decent minutes lately on Golden State. And then it's kind of a coin flip. Kevon Looney getting in the 20s a minute. So I prefer those guys over Cam Johnson. But Cam Johnson is a play tonight for me, yes. Ayton or Drummond? Drummond by far. I'm a member now. Fellas, says Jalen Poling. Hey, you're a member of the Patreon? Let's go. Yeah, if you guys are not already signed up for Patreon, get up in there. There's a lot of benefits of Patreon. Let me put the link in the chat because I know people every day. We got almost 400 people live in here. Shout out to all of you right now. Hope you're having a lovely day. We do these live streams for new people here. And if you're brand new, let us know in the chat. Don't be scared. Everybody's all-inclusive here. chilling out, relaxing, maxing, all cool. We do these live streams every day around 5 p.m. East Coast time for the NBA slates. Unfortunately, though, if you're brand new here, I will not be live streaming until Monday. Tomorrow, I'll be traveling. I'm going to be trying to do some travel content, not in terms of like me, although doing a vlog is actually a pretty decent idea now that I think of it. But I have a travel kit now. I got a bunch of stuff so I can do some travel work. The question is, do I want to be doing that? Tomorrow morning, I'll do a video. Saturday and Sunday, unsure. That's why I'll be not in my studio here with all this. I'll have to do it on the go if I wanted to do it, but might just take, there are 5-game slates on the weekend. Might just take the weekend off and just relax, enjoy the breweries of Asheville, North Carolina. Sal, you got any season win total bets for the NFL? No, nothing right now for me. Nothing right now for me. I'm usually not somebody who takes those, I'll be honest with you. I know that there's value in those lines for sure, especially with the extra game being 17. Even the bookmakers might be a little bit off on that. But I'll be completely transparent. I'm not a big season win total guy. I'm not a big MVP guy. I'm not a big... These things are so hard to predict. Injuries change all of that. I don't like that. I don't like tying my money up for 4 or 5 months, especially if you're betting right now. You're tying your money up until fucking what? The playoffs, maybe even till February, depending on the book you bet at. I don't like doing that. I just don't like tying up $1,000 into a season win total bet that has a very low chance of winning and injuries can affect it. I'd rather just use that $1,000 during the season on DFS or other types of bets week in and week out, you know, where you have more information and less risk. Your favorite 2 on Prize Picks tonight? Yeah, easily the under on Isaiah. If Kevin Love plays tonight, which there's no news that he's not, I have Isaiah Hartenstein for 7 fantasy points tonight, and he's at 24. So easily that. I also think that the under on Hassan Whiteside, if he doesn't start, has a lot of merit tonight, although obviously risky, especially because Hassan Whiteside is a massive blocks player. So although I think it's appealing, if you don't have a stomach for risk, don't play it. The under on Montrezl Harrell, I have him at 19 points. So Montrezl Harrell, if you're somebody who doesn't have a massive stomach for risk, Isaiah Hartenstein, I have him at 7 fantasy points. So somebody's sleeping at the wheel there. They're projecting out Kevin Love without any news that Kevin Love is not playing. So those would be my 2 favorite. Kelly and Hayes is going to go off tomorrow. Yeah, Kelly and Hayes night, right? Is Curry a yes for you? Curry is not currently a yes for me, but if you see either or Giannis or Trae Young out, Curry will become a yes. But he's not currently a yes for me. I'll pull up Golden State's minutes onto the screen right now. If you're enjoying this video right now, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it with a friend, share it on Twitter. I don't think I've ever had a video shared on Twitter, literally ever. I think I've made hundreds. I've actually made hundreds of videos. I want to say thousands of videos, which actually might be true. I've been in the news for years. I think I've made over 1,000 videos, easily over 1,000 videos. I don't think I've had one ever shared on Twitter, like the link to it shared on Twitter. So if you want to share it with your community, the people that you follow and stuff, you enjoy the content, whether it's just because of NBA, personality, whatever it might be, yeah, share it with a friend. Word of mouth marketing, the most powerful thing. Piston and Raptors for the value tomorrow. Everything's going to be the value for tomorrow. Sal, who makes your favorite IPA? Yes, Steven. I just got into IPAs a couple of months ago. I didn't even like beer coming out of college. So this last year, I've actually started to enjoy beer. Because college, you're just ripping shots. You're just trying to go out. You're shotgunning fucking beers, right? I never drank beers. But now I'm actually really enjoying them. I'm enjoying exploring breweries. So I don't have like a favorite brand like for IPAs. I just like going to individual breweries and trying like their in-house one or their local one. So I guess I don't have like a commercial or a chain, I guess, IPA that I like as if I was to say I like Blue Moons for like a normal beer type, or for like Yingling, right? I don't have that for IPAs. I don't even know brands that make IPAs, to be honest with you. I just get like brewery in-house IPAs. Craft beer or piss beer? I'll be honest with you, I don't know what piss beer is. I usually just get IPAs on draft, or like local IPAs at a brewery. I don't just buy. Oh, we just had Unknown. Unknown just shared the video on Twitter. I appreciate that, Unknown. You're my first ever person to share a video on Twitter. Shout out to you. And there we go. Appreciate that, man. How about that? The first right there. Ring the bell. Round of applause. Round of applause. Unknown on Twitter right there. Round of applause. Loyal guy. I appreciate you, man. 2 or 3 of these value 4K guys end up in the optimal. If Giannis and Trae Young are out, I don't even think you need 2 or 3 of them, because you can build a balanced lineup pretty easily with 5K guys, right? And if Giannis and Trae Young are out, well, then it's really easy to go tonight. If you want to go to Steph, sure, but really easy to go to Middleton, Drew Holiday, Bogdanovich, Clint Capella, right? Just like a balanced approach. So if Giannis and Trae Young play, yeah, I think 2 or 3 of those below 4K guys will be in an optimal, probably 2. But if they don't play, you just don't need them tonight. Bridges or Bazemore, last man in as small forward on DK. Give me Bridges. What's up? What's going on, Noah B? How you doing, boss man? Do you know that running is the number 1 sport for injuries? Got to hit the weights to supplement the running. I assume long-term injuries, right? Like long-term injuries because joint problems. Yeah, I'm well aware that my knees will be fucked if I continue to run. I hopefully will not be running much longer in my life, but it's a really good stress reliever. I enjoy the pushing myself. Like today's run was 3 miles. I'm on a program. I did 3 miles in, I think, 20 minutes flat, which has been actually pretty slow lately. I've been going at like a 6:40 pace was today for the 3 miles, which is actually faster than what I was doing last summer. So I don't know what it is. I think I'm eating a little bit healthier. Just not being in a fucking pandemic. I'm just eating a little bit better, cooking a little bit more. Yeah. I was watching a show with the lady. She paused it. She's going to go cook. I said, I wonder if Sal is running his mouth, and I'm happy that you are. What's up? What's going on, Chase? How you doing? Yeah, I'm running my big old fucking mouth. Hey, Sal, what do you think on Jaylen Brown projected for tonight? Got those Dalaruskis. I got him for about 37 points. He's in a player pool, but that's about it. Thoughts on Isaac Okoro? Never that. Top 10 Dalaruski dozen, baby. Yeah, what's going on, Dominate? Top 10 plays today. So these aren't like the top 10 yeses for me, but this is just based on projections right now. Again, these are not my top 10 yeses. This is just based on projections. So some of these guys are not yeses. They're just in a player pool. Shooter projected points tonight. Have a good weekend, boss. Yeah, Alan, what's going on, man? So Dennis Schroeder for me. The slate starts at 7:30 tonight, by the way. Dennis Schroeder for me, I projected for about 32 fantasy points tonight. Not bad. Sal, boxers or briefs? Briefs. Yeah. How do people in DFS world calculate things like ownership? There's a couple of different ways you do it. You need historical data. So historical data basically just starts to model past slates, right? So you can have historical data is going to be a part of it. Sentiment, if you have any type of sentiment rating on what people are saying about people in the day, that's a little bit tougher. Fanshare Sports does a good job at tracking that. So that's part of it. The historical data is the biggest piece. Having a database of 10 years of DFS play or 8 years of DFS play, because then you kind of can model the slate to being like, oh, today's slate is just like these 10 slates from the past, so in terms of how the salaries are structured and certain guys that are out. And then the other big thing is that you can start to just run the optimizer, right? Like if I run this optimizer for 50 lineups and I put no randomness on it, it starts to show me this. It starts to show me that Harrison Barnes is in 100% of the lineups and things like that, right? If I put 20 lineups in. But once you start to put randomness in, you can start to project out different outcomes, and then you can weight that as well. So there's a couple of different ways and a bunch of different factors that are involved in it. But running a bunch of different optimizers with a bunch of different sets of projections at high lineup counts is definitely a really good idea if you don't have access to ownership, but I have access to an optimizer. Sal, do you do vinegar French fries? I mean, I don't have anything against them, but would never order them. Ayton over Allen tonight? Yeah, kind of a coin flip. Toronto just changed the whole slate. That's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Rate Whiteside, Looney, and Thompson. Whiteside, Looney, and Thompson in that order. If Robert Williams is out, then Thompson, Whiteside, Looney. Rouse be hitting. Who on Golden State's stopping him? Stopping who? Jared Allen tonight? I mean, Jared Allen would be the one stopping himself, depending on the minutes, right? Jared Allen is still coming back from this injury. Sal, who the top wide receiver in Dallas this year for fantasy? CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper? I mean, Amari Cooper for this specific year. If you're talking about the next 5 years, CeeDee Lamb, because Amari Cooper might not make it past after this year. But CeeDee Lamb is great. Fantastic. But it does seem like he's still going to be a primary slot option where Amari Cooper will be on the outside, which lends itself to more fantasy points. Although CeeDee Lamb seems like a better red zone weapon. You buy that Go Giver book yet? Go Giver book yet? I did not. Richard, what's going on? I don't know what the Go Giver book is. I did not. I haven't read the last couple of days. I can't get into it. I'm like halfway done with The Obstacle in the Way, and 3/4 of the way done with another book, but I haven't been able to pick up a book the last couple of days. Tried to, just haven't done it. What optimizer are you using for your projections? I have my own projections and my own optimizer. This is the Big Energy optimizer on the screen right now. You can check it out, link down below on Patreon. I'll put the link in the chat right now. So this is our own optimizer, the bundle, if you will. I encourage you to sign up, join the community, Discord, a bunch of different tools. Everything that's included is listed out on Patreon. But the optimizer, the Big Energy optimizer, has a lot of powerful tools. Stacking, correlation, team stacks, position stacks, player groups in terms of limiting the guys you can get together or the guys that you want to get together. And you can actually get exposure without limiting. But those all combined with the tools, the analysis, the Discord, I would consider it for the quality you're getting an industry low price. Like the optimizer is actually just $10. You can't buy it on its own because it comes with projections and ownership, and that's a different package. But the optimizer is an add-on of just $10, which is the lowest that you're going to find for an actual optimizer that has this much power. I think your favorite 2 prize picks are gone. Oof, people didn't get in time. Yo, if you're not listening, you're not listening. I'm sorry if you got in late, but if you did not get the Isaiah Hartenstein over, they already took it off. You can run back the tape. Run back the tape on this one. They already took the Hartenstein off. They're probably watching this video. Yep, it's too late. It's too late. They already took the Hartenstein off. They bumped up. Or Montrezl Harrell is still there, so you can still get the under on Montrezl Harrell, but they already took Isaiah Hartenstein off. Oof, look at that. We like the Hartenstein under 24. We got that locked in. Hopefully a lot of you did as well. That was a mistake. They should not have had Hartenstein under 24 on there. He might not even step on the court tonight. So if you have Hartenstein under 24 and Kevin Love plays tonight, congratulations. You just have a free bet one tonight. Hopefully you're paying attention. This is how we win 12,000. I'm shocked this morning. I'm not, maybe not shocked. I'll say shocked, right? Surprised, shocked. I knew last night was going to be a good night just based on how my prize pick stuff and just my DraftKings stuff was going. Waking up to how good it was, the community adding me all in the morning, but then also waking up to seeing $12,000 in winnings on an over-under site. I'm about to lose my sponsorship because they're going to be like, yo, you got to stop fucking talking about it. Let's talk about SuperDraft. You're fucking wearing their emblem anyways. Lineup show 263 will cash. That's just going to be like the highest projected. It's a small slate, not a lot of points. Yeah. 263 will cash doesn't mean much. That's a median projection outcome. Doesn't mean much right now. Thompson or Looney? I'll take Thompson. Allen played 30 minutes last night. Yeah, he did. But this is a guy who was playing 34, 35 minutes before injury, right? And that was last night. Who knows what happens on a back-to-back. Are those top 10s including maybes? Yes. Yeah, those are definitely not top 10s overall. I only have 9 yeses, and only half of those guys were yeses. Mr. Bubbles says he shared it on Twitter. You shared this content on Twitter? I appreciate that, Mr. Bubbles. I'm not seeing it, but maybe that's because I don't allow you to see it. If you don't have a Twitter avatar and you've only signed up for Twitter within the last couple of months, I will never see any ads. I just try to avoid as many trolls and bots as possible. But I got unknowns. I appreciate you sharing it, Mr. Bubbles. Somebody said 640 is slow. Dude's a beast. Oh, yeah. Did somebody call 640 miles slow? Yeah, no. You never ran before then. If you're not a runner and you go out there and run, I think you'll be lucky to crack a 12-minute mile. That's the way to do it, IPAs, honestly. There are a few renowned IPAs, but for the most part, any IPA you get from a brewery will be good. Yeah, I usually just get like the local or that one right there. I'm sharing on Twitter, Sal. I appreciate that, Mr. Bubbles. Recommended, bro. Nice. Somebody says, is he reading the chat? Yep. They moved Hartenstein from Prize Picks. Sad day, sad day. Share it on Twitter, my guy. I appreciate it. Thank you, Justin Brown. Yeah, so I'm not seeing everybody else sharing it, but I assume you're just not like tagging me, which might be the case. But yeah, thanks either way. Marcus Smart for you in a player pool, not anything elite. Any injury updates yet? We're waiting on Giannis. We're waiting on Trae Young. We're waiting on Gallinari. We're waiting on a decent amount of news right now. I signed up for the full year of Patreon yesterday, says Drew. Let's go, Drew. I saw that actually. Round of applause. We're waiting on Robert Williams. Army cut, get zeked. I don't know what that means, my man. Somebody says, you hear me, bud? You hear me, bud? Dominate. I'm reading the chat. We're just behind because we're trying to answer everybody's question. That fade, though, yeah, that fade's elite. Oh, that's what you're talking about, the Army Cup. Yeah, a lot of people ask me sometimes if I am in the Army. I tried to do it after college, but my mom wasn't about it. Make sure you get some barbecue when down south, fried chicken, too. I live down south. I live in North Carolina. I'm not a big fried chicken guy. Not a big fan of it. Yo, Sal, have you checked out the latest Last Chance U? There's a former Penn State player, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I did the basketball one. The problem was the ending sucked because of COVID. They're like going to go to the championship game. They don't get to play it. It's like the worst ending for a show ever. Somebody says, take the weekend off. I might. Watch all the videos. Thank you, man. Will you have projections for tomorrow, Sal? Yes, but I'm going to probably not be able to update them fully. I'll put out news on that. I'm going to be probably getting to where I'm going in the afternoon, be out and about most of the day, and then maybe if I can come back in, I can update before 7. We'll have to see. Probably going to be a big shrug emoji. Okay, now I tagged you, says Mr. Bubbles. All right, we'll check it out. Can bang out 7-minute no training, somebody says. Alrighty, for 3 or 4 miles, because I will say I highly doubt that. I'll put money on it, actually. If you have not trained and you are not a runner and you think you can run a 7-minute mile for 3 to 4 miles, not on a track where there's no hills and no declines and nothing like that, which people actually make mistakes on declines and slow down on the decline, where you should increase your strides and lower your intensity, because then you're actually picking up pace while not exerting any more energy. When people slow down, they're exerting more energy and lowering their pace. Just got here. Who do you have in Jake Paul versus Askren? I think Jake will easily take it, unfortunately. I think if we assume the fair fight in terms of fair judging, Ben Askren is the best part of that. Go to decision, plus 160. I'm not assuming a fair fight. This is Jake Paul's promotion behind him in Triller. So if anything, I would take the over 4.5 rounds, but that's about it. Gallo has been ruled out today, somebody just said. Uh-oh, we're finally getting some news. We're finally starting to get some news. Gallo was ruled out. Is that true? Gallo is ruled out. 28 minutes are now on the boards, and Trae is still a game-time decision. All right, we got some news 3 minutes ago. Here we go. Now we can actually have some fun on this slate, finally. We're getting some news out there on a 4-game slate. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. This slate starts at 7:30, by the way, not 7. So a little bit extra time today, but we'll update that in a second. Hit the motherfucking thumbs up. 300 people in here, says Jay Trez. Yeah, hit the like. Yo, 2 seconds at a time. Thumbs up. Honestly, the thumbs up are good, right? It helps a little bit, but very small. The biggest thing is hitting the subscribe button and just sharing the content. Sharing the content, not just in the NFL, not just in the NBA space, but we have a lot of NFL stuff, some smaller stuff that's going to be releasing soon, some PGA stuff. I ran 5:38 in high school, says Chris Phillips. Yeah, the fastest mile I ever ran, I think, was 5:06, and that was either 1 year out of college over the summer or the summer before I went to college. And it was just 1 mile. There's no way I could have sustained that. I kind of put everything into it, but it was a 5:06 or a 5:08 minute mile. If Trey is out, you like the over 25 on Horder? Yes. Sal, why don't you swim? Save those knees. Yeah, I would like to, but my problem with swimming is that I don't know how to turn. And if I'm swimming, I don't want to like have to stop and get out of the water and turn the other way. I don't know how to do like the turn underwater. And there's been 2 times when I was younger. One time when I was like 14, one time when I was like 6, where I just cracked my head on the side of a lap spool, like bad. And I've already had a couple of concussions, so that kind of scares me off of it, I would say. But yeah, I have nothing against swimming. Swimming is the best for your joints. At 24 years old, the goal would be to run this half marathon in 2 months. Hopefully you can. I've had really bad luck with trying to run this half marathon. Last year, COVID, no half marathons. The year before that, I had a back injury. The year before that, I had a concussion. So it's been 3 years of trying it. Last year, I did the whole thing, but I didn't do it in a race. So I didn't have that atmosphere to make my pace go up, right? You see somebody in front of you, you want to get up to them and pass them. You the GOAT says y'all can't guard me. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Too kind. We got somebody over on Twitch. Y'all the GOAT. Y'all can't guard me over on Twitch. Yo, if you're on Twitch right now, there's probably you and nobody else watching. We don't get a big crowd on Twitch. Seems like DFS is not the thing over there. But yeah, hit the follow button over there. I don't really know if I have any followers. I can run an 8:20 being 30 years old and 302 pounds. Not bad. 8:20 minute mile for that situation that you just said is very good for being 302 pounds and 30 years old. An 8:02, an 8:20 minute mile. That is highly impressive. What is the best randomness to use for Milwaukee Atlanta showdown slate for 20 entries? Not sure to use high or low. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I would set it per player. If you're just doing one slate, put higher randomness on the lower projected guys and lower randomness on the higher projected guys. Sal, super easy. Use YouTube. Running on pavement is bad for your joints. YouTube flip turns, buddy. Oh, you're telling me to like learn how to do the flips on swimming? Yeah, running is terrible for your joints. I know that, but I like it a lot. I like it. I like the simplicity of running. Just putting shoes on and just running out my door. Like I hate driving somewhere to run. I love literally just putting on shoes. I love the simplicity and like how primal it is outside of like the shoe technology of just like running outside. I know it's terrible for my joints. And when I'm 70, I really don't want to be in a wheelchair. So definitely will be. I'm also pretty confident in technology changing during that time. So like knee replacements will be something that is like as simple as like putting a needle in you, right? Like sounds crazy, but look how far we've come in the last 30 years. Cross country 2 mile meet 12:10. Nice. Half marathon for somebody running a 7-minute mile. You could do that tomorrow. Are you shooting for a good time? I'm shooting for a good time. I'm shooting for a 7-minute pace. Yeah. I could run a half marathon tomorrow. Yes, I can. I could probably run a half marathon in a 7.5 minute mile pace tomorrow with hills. If there's no hills, I could probably do 7:20 minute pace, 7:15. But I want to try and get a sub 7-minute pace for the half marathon. And I also don't want to injure myself, right? So I like doing this full training because it's steady. Over the 12-week training, it steadies you up. Listen to the signs, man. Somebody said, what signs? Are any Celtic players good value besides Thompson and Williams? Yeah, a lot of them. Most of the Celtics players today are decent values. Upload Boston's minutes. Most of them are decent values today, yeah. Williams would be the best if he plays. You got to get some stickers on your water bottle, my guy. Yeah, I'm not about that. Yeah, I'm not about that life. That's like senior year of high school life. Yeah, so Gallo is out today. So the update on Gallo out means that there's going to be now 28 minutes to give around. Unfortunately, those minutes are going to probably go to some more Solomon Hill. But they will steer off to some other guys as well, which is nice. You'll start to see like Bruno Fernando pick up some more minutes. Nathan Knight probably picks up more minutes. Skylar Mays. So unfortunately, no one guy will benefit in a major way. But if it just gives Kevin Huerter 1 or 2 more minutes, obviously that helps him a lot more since he's already a solid play. But the update for Gallo being out will be out shortly after the stream. Curry and Hield are Fox and Wiggins today. Curry and Hield or Fox and Wiggins today? Give me Curry and Hield. Do you like Solomon Hill now that Gallo is out? I will let you know shortly. If we can get Solomon Hill to playing 34 minutes today and not 26, he'll start to look a little bit better. But at 26 minutes, I only had him for 15 fantasy points. So even if I give Solomon Hill 32 minutes today, he only projects out for me for 18.5 fantasy points, which is still a no. If we can give Solomon Hill 34 fantasy points, he's only projecting out for 19.64 points for me. So my answer is probably still a no on Solomon Hill. Over under rebounds for Capella is at 14.5. That seems kind of high. Which do you like? It's a no bet for me. I'd rather take the over under on fantasy points. What about long distance cycling? Great feeling. Yeah, I actually like the idea of that. It's just where I live right now, there's not like a great area to cycle in. That's the problem, I guess. Like if I'm going to be doing long distance cycling, I don't want to be doing it on main roads. Where I live right now, it's a good amount of main roads around me. There's a couple areas where I run that it's not, but yeah. Yeah. Do you like Horder or Goodwin more if Trey is out? Probably Goodwin, but both will be really strong. Yeah, tore 2 ligaments in my knees, so no more running. Yeah, that sucks, man. Lou Williams value? Lou Williams value will be if Trae Young is out. He'll start to look like a decent value. Ride a bike if you're worried about your joints. Yeah, it's just not as simple as that. It's really not as simple as just like riding a bike. Like I enjoy running. So I guess I'm okay making the sacrifice of a little bit of pain. Water ball is fresh like that haircut. Facts. I see no lies. Sal, Fast Eddie Fear tagged you in a tweet to do a non-fantasy show together. When was that? I don't see that anywhere if that was recently. Non-fantasy show, what does that mean though? It sounds cool. I'd be down. But what exactly does that mean? Projection on Curry for you today? Yeah, Curry looks good. Like, he doesn't look elite, but it's a 4-game slate, so I know why people are owning him. 50.9 points. Like, it's not great, right? I'm 39, married, and work 60 hours a week, but I do run 2 miles a day somehow, but I have no idea how fast I run it. Probably very, very. Hey, there we go. Nice. Hey, Evan. That's good. That's really good. How likely do you think Trae Young will play tonight? Yeah, my man, Roberto, I have no idea. 50-50, I'll say, just because he's questionable. If Giannis is out, Portis a better value play over Drummond? Yes. Favorite value, favorite pay-up. Right now, my favorite pay-up is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Right now, my favorite value play is probably Kevin Huerter in the 5K range. Aren't you moving to Austin? I live in Dallas, but travel to Austin once a month. There are a shit ton of trails down there. Yeah, I am moving to Austin in a month from today. So, yeah, I would like to find some trails. Where I'm living in Austin, though, doesn't seem like there's any trails right there, but probably within like a half a mile to a mile. So, Logan Paul, right? Yeah, Logan Paul seems like the option, sadly, just because I'm not betting it either way. I might take the over on the rounds, but it's tough for Logan Paul to lose that fight since his promotion is putting it on. I don't think he's going to get blown out. Tore my meniscus back in the day. Nowadays, they've already got options on replacement parts. Cold weather makes me feel the arthritis the most. Yeah, I had my dad's, I think, best man at his wedding has really bad knee problems. And he lived in New York, Brooklyn his entire life. Terrible knee problems, right? Probably in his 50s, right? 40s, 50s, he started to have them. Went to San Diego for like 4 or 5 years, lived there. I think he moved back because, cost of living is just ridiculous. But he moved out there for 4 or 5 years. Within a week, he was playing basketball. No knee problems. There's just no humidity out there. It's like 75 degrees every day. And obviously no cold weather. So, yeah, there's something to that shit. I'm in PT school. Recreational running is found to have preventative effects against osteoarthritis. A lot of experts in the chat stop fear-mongering about running. Hey, Matt Sanchez, I appreciate that. I have no idea what you just said in terms of, obviously I know what preventative effects means. Osteoarthritis, is that just normal arthritis? So recreational running is good in terms of preventing arthritis? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what osteo means. I don't know what that part, I'll be honest with you. Fast Eddie tagged you like a month ago, like a life show. Interesting. I never saw the tag, but I will also be honest in saying that I don't check my Twitter mentions ever. And usually, a lot of the time, only people I'm following, and I don't know if I follow Fast Eddie. I only follow like 60 people, and most of the time, I'll only see their tags because I have it set up in that way. Do you like Trae Young if he plays? Yes. For all Z monies. If Trae Young is out running Bogdan, Huerter, Goodwin, too much for one lineup, on a 4-game slate, I think that's okay. Sal, grab Volkanov at minus 130. Should I? Dabber, good luck tonight. Good luck to you. If no Giannis, Middleton, or Holiday, Middleton, if I had to pick one. IPAs have different sub-genres. The 2 most popular are 1, hazy, New England style, looks more like OJ, sweeter up front, and 2, West Coast, clearer, much more pine tree and grape. I think I like the hazy more. Again, I don't know much about IPAs, but I do know that I like the hazy more from I guess I like both, but I think I've had just more hazies. Where's the news at? We have no Gallo today. That will be updated shortly after the stream. Slate starts in an hour and a half, so we have some time for that. That is the only updated news that we have, though. The other news that we're waiting on today, per Fantasy Labs, is currently questionable tag on Markieff Morris, Robert Williams, Dante DiVincenzo, Giannis, Trae Young, and Colin Sexton. So that's the other news that we're waiting on. Best value on the slate, I came late. Hassan Whiteside, but there's a lot of risk to that. My favorite value right now is probably Kevin Huerter. Solomon Hill a value, it's tough to like Solomon Hill, even if he plays 32 or 34 minutes tonight. If I give Solomon Hill 34 minutes, he still doesn't project out, with Trae Young in, assuming, he still doesn't project out for 20 fantasy points for me. So it's just so hard. Gallinaro ruled out. You might want to update. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the stream right now, my man. So we'll update it once we're off the stream. We got an hour and a half. We're not pinched for time right now. But with Gallo ruled out, I really don't think it's going to change much on the slate, like in terms of that team. Like Solomon Hill, even at 30 or 32 minutes, is not somebody I want to play. The other minutes are going to go to Nathan Knight, who will now play like 15 minutes. Not appealing, right? You can give some minutes like Skylar Mars. So instead of playing 2 or 4 minutes, he'll get like 10 minutes, which is not appealing. So, yeah, Gallo being out doesn't really change much for the slate. Yeah, I agree with what you said. Living in Ohio, you can get spring, summer, fall, winter in the same week. Yeah, it's brutal. That's how, Ohio's really close to center of PA. That's how Penn State was. Late to the party, Prize Picks thoughts. The best Prize Picks play in the slate has already been off the slate. They made a mistake and they had Isaiah Hartenstein at 24 over-under. We love the under. I had him at 7. So sadly, you will not be able to get that one. But Montrezl Harrell under 25 I like. So my full Prize Picks likes, again, the sponsor of the program, use the link down below, SAL. I like right now Trae Young over 42. I liked Hartenstein. We already got him under 27, but it's not available anymore. And I currently have Halliburton under 30. So Halliburton under 30, I have him at 26.5. So he's just not getting enough assist percentage now with Dylan right there. Jared Allen over 32. And my favorite's probably the under on Harrell 25, assuming that Drummond does play, which he has been ruled probable. So Halliburton under that. The under on Harrell right here. And then Allen over 32 are probably my 3 favorites now. Kevin Love or Harrison, Barnes, DK, Cash, and GBP. For GBP, I will take Love. For Cash, I will take Barnes. Tyler Brooks says NBA. What is NBA? What you talking about, my man? Who are your top SuperDraft plays? My top 5 projected are Curry, Fox, Giannis, Trae Young, and Drummond. Sal, who's your football team? Yeah, my fandom for sports is actually really declining. Football is the one sport really in the playoffs, but the Green Bay Packers, I've been a fan of them since I was a young child. My dad's a fan. My dad's brother's a fan. That's how it all started. But just, man, what a treat to watch Aaron Rodgers play football. Yo, Bet, how you been? Been good. Look to Payne and Johnson if you think that. Somebody says, what do you think about stacking the Suns game? Feels like blowouts on the way. Yeah, no real interest in stacking, to be honest. Giannis is in. Beautiful. Giannis is my priority pay-up option. Love to see that he's in. Obviously doesn't do great for the other value, but I want to be playing Giannis. So now with Giannis in, we'll have to see what happens with Trae. But if Trae is in, more pay-up options means more opportunities to get Trae and Giannis, Steph and Giannis, which means you're going to have to go to that 3K range more. Alrighty, gang. I appreciate all 350 concurrent watching. Thank you to everybody who tuned in over on Twitch and on Twitter. I'm going to bounce. We've been live for a little bit over an hour. Again, I'll put the link right now to Patreon. The updated projections for Gallo being out and any other news that comes out will be linked right there. Projections for NBA, projections for MMA will be releasing tomorrow. PGA, MLB every single day. So check it all out. The Discord access, all these lineup optimizers that we showed on the screen. And also, the Prize Picks channel is popping off. $12,000 was won yesterday from a Prize Picks community. Fucking crazy. Alrighty, peace out, everybody. Enjoy your day. Sign up for Prize Picks using that code SAL, link down below. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good weekend. I will not be live until Monday. So yeah, I'll see you on Monday. Maybe we'll go live Sunday if I'm back in time, but no promises. So probably Monday afternoon will be the next time that you see this fella live. So content will be dropping in the morning, Friday morning video. Unsure if there'll be any weekend content. I'm going on a weekend vacation, hike in breweries. Ideally, I would not like to put out content, but I'm always trying to, get some stuff out there for the community. So we'll see what condition this body is in, if the hangovers are there at night. But thank you. Appreciate you all tuning in. You all rock. See you in the next one. Like, subscribe, do all those things before you go. Share this content around with the people that you know. Be like, hey, if you play DFS, you have any interest in DFS at all, there's only one place where the content is just not regurgitating the same fucking information over and over, right? I see some of these channels out there. I don't look often. I respect the people who are trying to grind out there, but doing the same thing as everybody else is just not going to get it done for you. And the people who are at the top right now in this space are like relatively the top, doing good, just regurgitating the same information over and over. In 1 or 2 years, when there's 300 different sites doing that, how are you going to stand out? Personalities, interacting with your community, building a community. So if you enjoy all that type of stuff, happy to have you here. We go live every single weekday at 5 p.m. See you all on Monday. The non-fantasy show, Keeping It Real with Sal. I like that idea. I bought another microphone. You can see it back there by the light. You see it by the light back there? Actually, this is my travel microphone now, which I actually like a lot because look at this. I'm going to break this, but look at this. I'm going to make it seem like I'm doing some stand-up. I'm going to make it seem like I'm rapping. Got a travel microphone there. But that other microphone, the same one as this one, the Joe Rogan mic back there, me and my girlfriend are going to be starting a podcast probably next week. It's not called Keeping It Real with Sal, but it's kind of similar things. We're just going to probably talk, like just us chatting, asking each other questions, things like that. Just kind of a catch-up. But it's just fun for the two of us, kind of like an hour of deep conversation. We already get those like on walks and stuff that we take daily, but kind of now putting that in a podcast format to always look back on. And if it does well, if people enjoy it, we'll keep doing it. But either way, we're just going to do it for fun. So I encourage everybody out there to start a podcast. It doesn't have to be in the DFS space. It doesn't have to be in the sports betting space and have the best statistics and the best personality. Just start a podcast, because I heard it on a podcast today with Mike Studd's podcast. He's now known as Mike with a period, if you know who that is. Yeah, man. It's so true. When do you sit down for an hour and just talk to somebody these days? Not on the phone, face to face. When do you sit down for an hour and just talk to somebody about stuff, right? At a party, you're talking about, what job are you doing? And things like this. And then you walk away after 10 or 15 minutes. At the very least, communication skills, having a deeper relationship with that person that you're podcasting with. So yeah, doing this podcast with my girlfriend will be a lot of fun. So hopefully, if you guys want to tune into that, you can. I'll let you know on Twitter and things like that when it's releasing, but probably not going to pump it too much, just for fun. And if it grows organically, it'd be pretty cool. All right, everybody. I appreciate you that. This guy right here knows what's real. Yeah, Chris, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. All right, everybody. Peace out. Giannis or Fox, everybody. Giannis for me. Enjoy you all a ton. If you want to join the Patreon community, get up in there. We're trying to build something special. All righty. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe in the streets, everybody. And yeah, enjoy time with friends, family, and just don't take any day that you get on this place, this planet, this earth, this simulation, if you will. Don't take any of it for granted. Peace out. You all rock. I appreciate you more than you know.